Hey everyone, it's Orange. We have another guild battle to review. We are fighting Pwnographic. This battle was from 2 weeks ago when I got my new phone. I kind of forgot to do a commentary, I don't remember why, but we have one today. Even though it's old, I do remember what happened, so I hope to give you guys some good analysis. The reason I know it was from when I got my new phone was because my decks got wiped and I had to reset them. It's all good though. We have a commentary to do, so let's go ahead and skip ahead to the fights. For the first round, I'm going to Bruiser it. This is one of my favorite Bruiser teams. I have really good success with it. My second favorite Bruiser team is Ramagos, Orengelol, Ritesh. I'll use that against teams where it's too risky to bring my Theo because he might die. I also use it against teams that have a ton of damage because my Orengelol is built as a tank, so I kind of bring like a tank team against some other teams. I have Will on my Vero and Orengelol, so sometimes I'll bring that against like bomb teams or any teams with a bunch of debuffs, but for this team specifically, I'm going to be using Theo. My focus here is going to be killing the Theomars, then Chasoon. I'm hoping that I can ignore Rakan because my Orengelol will be tanking the Rakan, and I think he's going to do an extremely good job of it. Rakan does have that revenge mechanic that you guys know about, so I really don't want to touch him at all because I don't want to get revenged on. I'm just going to save him for last. That's the safest scenario for me. I'm also hoping that my Veramos will be able to remove any provokes that get put on my Ritesh to prevent that from happening. I might have to hit the Rakan because I do have two AoE skills, my Veramos' Stomp and my Ritesh's AoE, so I might have to do that, but overall, the main thing that I think will win me the first round is my rune quality just being better than his. For the second round, it's a very standard Ramagos team. The main threat on the other team is the Juno to me because she's the one who's going to be removing my buffs. I really need to keep the immunity up on myself, and if she removes that, the Ritesh might defense break my Ramagos, the Perna might be getting stuns. If the Ritesh defense breaks my fire monsters, the Perna might start targeting them, and the Perna might end up killing them. My Colleen is still kind of on the squishy side, so I'm a little bit worried about that happening, so I'm going to clean shot the Juno first. My Colleen will be able to get her attack debuff on the Perna. That's my #1 priority, so I think I'll have good control over the second round. I'm very confident in that one too, so let's go ahead and see what happens. So my Veramos gets first turn, I get 1 stun. I just noticed that the Chasoon is not speed tuned properly. She's supposed to move before Theo, but she didn't, she moved after, which I think if that was fixed, I might have had a bad time. My Theo was not strong enough to pop the enemy Theo in 1 turn, but my Ritesh, since the Theo moved after my Vero but before my Ritesh and Theo, so my Ritesh was able to come in and pop the Theo, and then I kill him pretty safely. So now I'm totally in the safe zone. Safe zone, that's like some social justice warrior. I'm not in the safe zone, guys. I like to live dangerously. Yeah, so now, well, not really, because this match I'm playing really safe. So I'm just going to single target focus down the Chasoon. I'm not going to use any AoEs on her. I'll be able to defense break her with my Theo and stuff, so I single target focused her because I just don't want to let the Rakan get any free procs on me just because I'm hitting him at all. But now I'm forced to, so I pretty much just eliminated everyone, and now it's just me and him, so I'm going to safely kill him. We can see, I think in a second, he'll get a revenge proc. Yeah, right there. That was a ton of damage. If you combine that with Theo, it can be pretty scary. But the speed tuning was a little off, and I think that helped me for sure. So right here, the Juno moves before my Orengelol, which definitely helps me because now I can get my immunity up. Ha ha ha. And I'm going to get the attack debuff on her, just to minimize the damage slightly, but my main focus is going to be getting that attack debuff on the Perna for sure. And then somewhere in here, I need to start testing how squishy the Juno is because that lets me know when I can clean shot her. So I hit her, oh gosh, the video just skipped or something, I don't know. So she was looking squishy, so I went for the clean shot and I got it. And then she's dead, so now we're pretty much totally safe. Nothing's going to be removing my immunity. I'm not going to be getting defense broken. Well, I don't have it now because it just fell off. but that's why I put my defense buff up. I always like to be really safe. I'm healing up, putting my defense buff up. I did that because I knew my immunity was falling off. I'm like, okay, it's gonna fall off here, so I'm gonna put the defense buff up because I don't want to let Perna do a bunch of damage to me. And now I'm testing how squishy the Ritesh is to see if I can clean shot him. He was looking like it looked like I could have, but I didn't. I probably could have gone for the Perna because Pernas are usually really squishy. That was a super close call there, but even if my Ramagos died, I think I would have been able to kill the Perna because I do have that attack debuff. That just kind of comes from experience. My fire monsters can kill Pernas really quickly. We can see the Perna's dying pretty quickly here. Even though my Veligil is a tank Veligil, he doesn't really have any defense at all, so he's not doing too much damage. So I think I would have won regardless, but there's other situations where I wouldn't necessarily win. Like if it was my Megan versus a Perna in arena, yeah, my Megan's gonna die because if the Perna has any sort of health at all, my Megan will lose that because the Perna will not glance at some point or another. So yeah, but in this situation, I'm pretty sure I would have killed the Perna. So let's go ahead and skip ahead to the second match. For the first round, I am going to Copper Bulldozer it. I think people usually build the Water Pioneers pretty fast, and they don't get too much HP on him, so I'm planning on killing him with my Copper. I do think he should move first, though, because people do build them fast. My Emesity isn't really that fast either, so I'm gonna kill him with Copper, then focus on the Monkey, just like the first battle where I pretty much ignored Rakan till the very end. I'm gonna do the same thing with the Golem, because that Golem has a special passive where for each attack you do to him, you can only do 20% of his HP. So that means if I use my Copper's, whatever it's called, Lightning Strike on him, it's only going to do 20%. So I'm going to ignore him till the very end. The Monkey is the only threat on that team. I should be able to tank him out pretty well with my defense buff, and I'm hoping everything goes well. So that's my plan for the first round. For the second round, my Lagmaron team, I like using it. I've had good success with it, but I do have to be a little bit careful with it because if the enemy has will runes, I can be in trouble. So even if the other team has will, I kind of have a backup plan where I'll Squall Sierra. My crit rate is not 100%. I think it's like 80 maybe. So of course, if I don't kill her right away, then I'm in for a bad time, but I'm hoping that things go well. Even if they have will, I have a chance of winning. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Okay, the Pioneer moves first, which is pretty normal. Like I said, my Emesity doesn't have much speed, plus people build their Pioneers fast. Since I got my new phone, I accidentally filled up the attack bar of my Emesity, and I was like, uh-oh. So I had to modify my strategy a little bit, which may have actually caused me to win. We'll have to see here. So since the only threat on the other team is the Monkey, I'm going to use both my Copper and Bulldozer to attack the Monkey, and then I kill him pretty quickly, and I'm like, hey, I wouldn't have done that before. I probably would have used my Copper to kill the Pioneer. So I'm trying to see how squishy the Pioneer ended up being, because when people do prioritize speed on their monsters, it's kind of hard to get that HP up. So actually, maybe I could have killed him with my Copper anyways, I don't know. But either way, I win the match due to that mistake. I have since fixed that mistake. So here I'm going to focus on the Pioneer because, like I said, the Golem, I do think he has some sort of revenge taunt. I know he has a taunt, and I think he might have a built-in revenge. I don't quite know. Or he's on revenge. I'll have to look that up after this because I don't know. And that's something important. So now he is the only one left, and I can safely kill him. It did end up getting kind of close here. This dude does a ton of damage. So let's see, we can see the passive kind of kicking in. somewhere, I think right here. Oh yeah, a small thing to mention, I always fill up whoever's attack bar is lower, so I just filled up my coppers because my bulldozer's attack bar was kind of high, but my coppers was a little bit lower. So right there I Thunderstrike and we can see the passive kicking in. I only did 4,300. If you do that times 5, that's how much health he actually had. Okay, so for this round, every time I use this team, I always have to ask myself, am I going to Lightning Strike or am I going to Squall? In this situation, I think it's better to Lightning Strike because 2 of them don't have Will runes. If Theo or if Praha had Will, I'm pretty sure I would have Squalled. If Praha had Will but Theo didn't, I don't know what I'd exactly do. But Lightning Strike, of course, is the clear winner here because it's important to go for that chance for stuns and attack debuffs. So I pop the Theo, thankfully. The Praha heals, which is all cool. I'm going to get the Theo even lower. And then I did change my Galleon to a tank Galleon because mine was dying a lot. So if I didn't switch him, he may have died there. An important thing to notice is that they don't have an attack buff, so the Sierra didn't do too much damage to me. So in this situation here, I have a speed buff and I have an attack buff, so I'm going to go for the Praha because I know I can kill Prahas. Squall is like one of the hardest hitting damage dealing abilities in the game, as you know, everyone knows that. So I killed the Praha there, and then eventually it's just down to Sierra, and then she's dead. So I win that. Let's go ahead and skip ahead to, I forgot, the third round. For the first round, I am going to Ramagos it. It's very safe. I'm pretty sure the same thing will happen. The Water Pioneer will move first because they do have a speed leader and people build the Water Pioneer pretty fast to get the buff up. So he's going to move first, whatever. The Sierra might move. I really don't think she can kill my Ramagos at all. She doesn't have an attack buff, so she'll probably get my Ramagos low and stun him because when she detonates the bomb, it stuns. I think I'll be able to move in between, and my Veligil will move before the Rakan moves because I don't think people really build speed on their Rakans. And of course, I'm just going to be getting up that attack debuff on the Rakan and Sierra if possible. I'm gonna save Rakan for last again because of that revenge mechanic. I'm gonna go for Sierra first because she's a threat to me. I could die. Sometimes I lose my immunity on my Ramagos because it just falls off and my Veligil doesn't get any violent procs. So I'm gonna kill her first, and then once she's dead I'm pretty safe. Then I'll go for the Pioneer, then Rakan last. For the second round, I fought something like this in the Epic Fail Delta Guild War. I did have to look up what the Oracle did. So what I think's gonna happen is the Oracle should move first and predicted future, then Galleon will defense break me. I did change my monsters like 2 months ago, I think. My Veramos has a will set, my Ritesh has a shield set, so she should predicted future me, she'll get some dots on me, then the Galleon will defense break. I think my Veramos will cut in before the Perna, and it's kind of risky because it's pretty much like a 50-50. I do have a single shield set on my Ritesh, which means Theo has a shield set, so a dot plus a defense break, which one is my Vero gonna remove? Could be risky if the Perna gets procs because the Perna will have the attack buff. But the thing with the Oracle, if I can survive first turn, the thing with the Oracle is her third skill, it gives a heal. It has like the heal over time buff, and it has an immunity buff. Not immunity, it has the invincibility buff. You guys will see it. So I'm hoping that my Veramos survives and I can still land stuns on the Perna. So let's go ahead and check it out. So the Pioneer gets first turn, as expected. And then my Veligil ends up moving before they move. I thought at least Sierra would move, but she didn't, so I pretty much know that I win from this point on. I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm not going to touch Rakan because of that provoke, and he does a ton of damage. I'm going to try to kill Sierra here. My fire monsters are doing a lot of damage to her. And then once I take her out, I'm even safer. She's looking really squishy. I don't know, maybe I should have clean shot her there just to be safe, to definitely eliminate her, but I still have a turn of immunity on my Ramagos, who she will be focusing, so I guess that was fine. So now my next target is the Water Pioneer. Once again, ignoring Recon because of the revenging stuff. And then my immunity did fall off, so I made sure to put the defense buff on myself just to be extra safe. You never know what's going to happen. If he procs twice, he may kill my Ramagos. So since the immunity fell off, I got that. Oh wait, no, never mind. That doesn't make any sense. Well, yeah, he could have provoked maybe. Wait, I did. The defense buff does help though, I think. I don't know what his scalings are. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. So then I kill him. For this round, they did do the correct thing. The speed tuning is correct here. The Oracle moves first and strips, then the Galleon defense breaks. My Vero does cut in between as predicted, and he did remove the defense break, which is the best case scenario for me. I got super lucky. The Perna is on Will, which is, again, great, a good thing that he's done. He's ruined it properly. Well, not properly, but I mean, I don't, because Perna, you can build Perna a couple different ways, but that definitely helps because if Perna was not on Will, I could have stunned it. So the Perna doesn't get a proc either, which helps again. For me, everything's going in my favor. I kill the Galleon first because he's the main kind of like disruptor with the defense break. The defense break could cause me to get killed, but a Perna by itself really can't without a defense break on me. So I eliminate the Galleon, and then I know that I have it won from this point on. So I'm just going to ignore Perna. I don't really want to kill it twice. The Oracle's looking really squishy, so I'll just get rid of her and then auto. I hit the Perna here because the Oracle had the invincibility, whatever it's called. I should really learn these names because you guys are probably getting annoyed that I don't know them. And then it is over. I'm not sure how I feel about her third skill. I don't think many people have her, so I haven't seen a lot of different people's builds or their opinions on her. But with my team specifically, I could have gotten stuns on them with her 2 buffs, but it could work though. The invincibility is pretty strong. So that's it for this guild battle. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys later.